Out the
Welcome to Overgrown Farms, live and direct with your hosts, J.R. Reedon, Just Dank, and none other than Marley Bob. Let's smoke, get high, talk about growing, blaze it up. Something we all have a passion for. Cannabis. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this live video. Let's get it.
Yes. Welcome to the show.
what up? What up?
What's happening? Episode 21, I think. 22, maybe? I don't know.
20 something.
20 something.
20 something, half my age.
We're getting up there. I mean, we have more Sunday session shows, so we're up to like, I don't know, I think we're up to like 40, 43 shows.
43 shows total?
I think
Sweet.
so, yeah. And then a couple of the secret shows too, so even more. I think we've done like, what, 4? Ooh. What you smoking on there?
I am smoking on a little sour spider. Super sticky.
What up, Jen? What's up, Ignacio? What's up, Scotty B? Jeremy? What's up, buddy? How's everybody doing? What's everybody up to this evening? Anything fun? Exciting?
Staying dry.
There's Jafar. What's up, Jafar? Scotty smoking on that purple bikini. Some Gary Payton dabs. Ooh,
Yep, I was dabbing with Scotty B earlier.
nice.
Virtual dabbing.
Virtual dabbing. Not much, Jafar. How's your night? Jafar just dropped some Northwest PT. Pretty excited to see what he does with that. That's going to be a pretty solid little plant in this little tent.
Sweet.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna start dropping this week. Haven't decided what we're dropping, but we're dropping.
Nice. Right on.
We actually might document some of that grow.
So we are going to be talking about pH. That was something that somebody mentioned last week. Who was that?
I forget who that was last week.
The guy that you got the tent from.
Oh, Peyton.
Peyton. Yeah, Peyton. That's right. Peyton. We were just talking about Gary Payton too. Why didn't I think of that? Right? What's up with that flag behind you, bro? What happened to all that stuff in your little office?
office got cut in half because of the new tent.
What?
No, we're not doing a tour yet. It's not set up yet. It's bare minimals. We still need to do a couple things before we do the full tour. Just Dank needs to get some ventilation.
Hear what?
Please! Dad! Miss! Water!
Well,
Don't
ppm,
touch that, please.
pH up, pH down.
What is that? What is that, Dad?
We'll see if I get an exhaust line before I get out there, Scotty B. Well, I don't want to take over the show because he has a whole list of things he wants to talk about. So let's see what else is going on out there. Anything new and exciting up in the OGF? Anything at all? Let's see. Scotty B smoking like a noob. One big dab was done for the day. Well, just for you, Scotty, let's take a dab then.
What was it? Was it the upstairs neighbor?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Holy Moses. Sorry about that.
Water came down from my thing.
Cam's like, do you hear that? I'm like, hear what? It's like shining shit. Like he goes, it's right here, and it's the thermostats on the wall, right?
Uh-huh.
And water's coming out the bottom of it, running down my wall.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess maintenance is on their way here right now, so I got to figure this shit out. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about pH before this all goes down.
Yeah, let's talk about some pH.
So-
and if we can, they want to talk about some ppm.
PPMs, yes, PPMs is also another important one. So pH, what's pH? What does pH stand for? Do you know?
Do I know what pH stands for?
Yeah.
You know what? It's been so long I don't. And I should have known that. I should have known that. So enlighten us, Mr. J.R. Breeden.
It's powers of hydrogen.
That's right. I'm just going to say that like I knew that. Like I said, it's been so long.
Well, what's parts per million? Or what? I just said it. What's ppm stand for?
Parts per million.
Parts per million, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about parts per million, what are you talking about?
Total dissolved solids in the water.
Total dissolved salts. Yes. Salts.
Well, yeah, in some cases, but it depends on what you're running. If it's a salt-based system, if salt-based nutrients.
Right. So
Otherwise,
when you're So
total dissolved solids.
okay,
It's
so
solid
when
that's
you're
dissolved into the mix.
when you're testing for peak parts per million, you can't get an accurate reading unless you're running salt-based nutrients. If you're running organic-based nutrients, you're not going to have the same measurement. It's going to be different because in organics, it's not all broken down. Only some of it's broken down. So you can only test in organic what already has been broken down. So you're not going to get an accurate measurement. So that's why a lot of people
That makes sense.
are intimidated in running organic hydro systems. You know what I mean? Because of that one reason. You don't have as much control as with salt-based nutrients. You know, salt-based nutrients you know what your parts per million is. You know what your you know what your total dissolved salts are in it. So, and parts per million is one of those ones that it just kind of gives you an idea of what's what's all in it. You don't get to see exactly how much of each one, but you mix all your nutrients, you test your parts per million, and you know you're supposed to be in a certain range, right? So you shoot for that range. Um, with pH is more for just it tests the acidity and the basicity of the water that you're using. Or you can do it for your soil too. You can test the pH of your soil, but it's basically just you're testing for how acidic or how alkaline your your water is. So, you know, where do you want your pH at? Do you want
Where
it
do I
out?
want mine in a
Yeah.
perfect world?
Do you want it more alkaline? Do you want it more acidic? Where do you want it?
A little bit more acidic because you want it in like sixes.
So you want it neutral.
Well, yeah, neutral it'd be neutral compared to 8, or more acidic compared to 8.0.
Yeah. So when you're shooting for pH, you want it neutral. You want it right in the middle of acidic and alkaline, maybe a little bit more on the alkaline side even. It's better to be alkaline than acid. Let's just put it that way. Either way, you're screwed. But what are some of the things that happens when your pH is off?
You don't get proper nutrients uptake.
You don't get proper nutrient uptake. Your plants have a hard time uptaking nutrients. Yes, they do.
But the plant takes up nutrients in all different each nutrients at all different levels of pH.
Exactly.
Because we've looked at that chart.
Yes.
There were things that it was still absorbing in the 7 and 8.0. There was stuff that it was absorbing.
Yeah.
There was stuff that it was absorbing in 4.0s, even 3.0.
Mm-hmm.
So is that 6.4 just a solid range where everything is taken up a little bit, if not it's something is taken up from every element?
Yeah, because it's neutral. It's you're not, like I said, you're not alkaline, you're not acid, you're right in the middle. So you're balanced out right in the middle, so you can get benefits from both sides of it.
All right.
I like to run my pHs different on different stages. You know, like I like to in veg, I like to run it around 5.9, 6. And then in flour, I like to be a little bit more up in 6.1, 6.2. That's
So your true neutral for you would be that 6.0. That'd
yeah,
be you playing it safe across the board,
yeah.
not fluctuating, not playing.
No, just consistent. You know, I know a lot of growers that bump up their pH at certain points of the grow. You know what I mean? That they think that, you know, yeah, I raise my pH a point every week until, you know, a certain point or whatever. So, you know, by the end they're at 6.5, and their
Growth
plants just, you know, uptaking hella or whatever, however it works, however they, you know,
All right. So
it's
what are
just
the things that everyone needs to test their pH?
um well, you always can't do anything without pH up and pH down, like literally. You got to have your pH up and you got to have your pH down. Yep. So you can buy that kit right there, those two bottles. You can buy them with the little, it's like a little vial, and then it comes with a little squeeze bottle of um,
Color test.
the color test. Or you can buy the strips. You know, you can buy the little pH strips or the little roll. I don't know if they sell the roll anymore. That's old school, but it's like a roll of the paper, and then you just rip off a piece and dip it, and then it turns the color of whatever the pH you are at. Those are really handy to have.
Can you get a pH test anywhere?
Yeah,
Or do
like
you have
pretty
to go to
much.
the hydro store?
You can take your water to a fish tank store and just be like, "Yeah, will you test my fish tank water?" And just have them test the water of your house or whatever, your nutrient water or whatever.
Your base,
Yeah.
your fresh start water. How long do you let it sit before you test your pH?
A lot of people say you got to let it sit for a while. I don't really think that's a big deal. I think the longer it sits, the more it goes up or down. You know what I mean? Especially if you have aeration in it, your pH is going to constantly be fluctuating. Um, but yeah, you know, it all depends on the grower. I use it right. I'll use it right away when I mix mine, or some, you know, some people will let it sit for a little bit. Um, Usually, you can get a pretty accurate reading after a couple of minutes. You know, even after you just mix it up really good, let it sit, then mix it up again really quick, right as you're testing it. You know, let you can have even have the water moving while you're testing it. You know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, it doesn't have to. You don't have to let it sit for long. Parts per million pretty much works instantly too. Like, you know, if you're testing for parts per million and you're adding each nutrient and testing, look and watching to see how high it goes up from that particular nutrient. A lot that, you know, that's a good way to do it. But yeah, you can pretty much get a pretty good reading right away. Let's see a couple of your pens there. See what you're working with.
Little pass pens.
Yeah, your little
And,
yeah. real popular one. Yep, another one you see frequently on Amazon.
Just basics. Just basics.
Just basic ones.
I didn't feel with organic I really needed to go out and spend a whole lot of money on a pH pen since I really didn't pH anything. And then the nice thing I like about Prescription Blend, it balances and pHs itself.
Rad. It's always nice.
The less I have to do, the more natural it seems to me. It's more nature.
Yep.
ppms, how do you know if they're high?
You do a ppm test and you determine by the chart, your feeding chart. Your feeding chart will give you like a base range. You know what I mean? In veg, you're looking at between, depending on if you're running hydro or soil. Hydro numbers are a little bit lower than soil numbers, because hydro numbers, everything's in your water, but soil kind of buffers that, so your numbers can be a little bit higher. You go off of your feeding chart, so you're running that one nutrient. So you usually on the top of the chart for that week that you're in, it'll tell you, what range your parts per million should be at. With that one having some organic base nutrients involved, you might not get an accurate parts per million reading from that one. But that, I could be wrong, but that's one of those ones that it's salt based nutrients, but there's organic base components that go along with it. Like a couple of them say organic across the top, if I'm not mistaken. So
For what are we talking about? What feed?
he runs the TPS.
That's right. That's right.
The TPS, I think there was like 2 or 3 of their supplements that were organic based. So that's kind of why I was looking at that particular chart, because I like those organic based lines. You know what I mean? They kind of teeter the line of organic and chemical, and you get good results. Like it's just a good the CalMag, that's what it was. The CalMag says organic. So yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Did I miss anything? Did I not talk about anything?
I think we did a good job on pH. Part per million, that's more your realm. Because again, I really don't worry about my parts per million. It's like I don't really worry about the pH, but oh, that's a good question from Ignacio. Because he did a mix. He did his own super soil. I guess that would be. Is the mix more cocoa or soil based?
No, that would be a soil Those are all soils. None of those are soilless. So a cocoa chart would be for if you're running just straight cocoa. Yeah.
Straight cocoa, perlite, and some worm castings.
Yeah, like for all those, the Big Roots Soil King, the Fox Farm, and the Roots Organic Soil, all those are, they have amendments that they add to them, to make them organic soils or whatever. So yeah, they're considered soil. So you would run the soil chart. What are you running, Ignacio? So the parts for
Does Jeremy do hydro?
Jeremy is doing soil, but he's running that TPS. So you can it's basically it's pseudo hydro. Anytime you're running like a salt based nutrient in I think he is running a soilless medium as well. I think he's running something like that. But yeah, so yeah, parts per million's everything. So everything that you mix in your water. So you start with your silicate. You mix your silicate first. You go and you add your micro, your not your A, and then you add your A and your B after your micronutrient, and then you add your supplements after that. And then once you can watch your parts per million as you add everything in. So you start with your silicate, you add your silicate, you check your parts per million. Once your levels stabilize, then you add your next one. You add your micro or whatever your base nutrient. I don't know what the TPS version is, but then you add your A and your B, and then you each time you add one, you watch that parts per million, watch how it stabilizes. You can write down, what the number went up to from that, so you know exactly what parts per million you're going to add every time of that particular nutrient at that particular stage or whatever. And then you add your supplements, whatever supplements you're running at that particular time. Like you're not going to be running like a booster or anything like that, probably, if you're vegging. So you're just going to be adding your CalMag, whatever root inoculant you have.
The whole time.
What's up?
I said there's very few boosters you're adding the whole time.
Well, in veg, I like to add the nitrogen booster.
No, but I'm talking throughout the whole time, the same booster.
No, you're not running. You're just running.
The only booster I've seen like that so far is Turpinator. I'm sure Purpinator would be the same thing, but that says literally from not sprout and seedling, but through veg and fucking yeah. I just random. My bad.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right. Like you use your booster at certain times, like when you want to boost the plant up, of course. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna sit back here.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any problem. Those are basically all similar soils, so yeah, you shouldn't have any issues with them in your schedule. Yeah.
We should since we have some time to kill, let's talk about the new the new tent. What do we? How should we run it? Let's talk. Let's get some input here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to just run a couple big ass pots? You want to run a lot of little pots?
I think I don't know. I think you should do. Are you going to be running seed runs in that?
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run both. Not at this, and I can technically. I mean, as far as this, the limoncello, the photos I have in right now, that's gonna be a seed run. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
All right. We're doing. I was thinking. I mean, we can throw 9 in there easily. What size pots do you want to put them in? You want to put them all in 5s? You want to put them in 10s?
So you only have 6 feet, right? Is your
6x4.
so yeah, I think you should run 5s.
5s?
Yeah, and I think you should do 12. That's your limit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. That way you're not taking up too much room. Flood table would be nice, but then you're taking away square footage. If you lift it up off the ground, like a normal flood table should be.
Well, in the old 2x4 Ignacio, I had fit 8 in 3 gallons. I mean, if we're talking about just filling in the space, I mean, on a seed run, 9, that's 9 new every run. I mean, that would be that. On a pheno hunt, I've thought about 1 gallons and just literally 20 or 30. And then we can really start pheno hunting. Then we can isolate different genes and different strains. Let's rephrase that. Not different strains, but different phenos. And that's the only way to find that. I don't want to reference them, but I'm going to. The GG4s. Without planting a bunch of them, how would they have found it? Isolated, right?
The Gorilla Glue?
Yeah. Without planting multiple of one type of seed.
I think they planted 4 seeds.
No, I think they planted 6 or 7.
Or maybe 6 or 7. And then each one was a different phenotype.
Yeah. But unless you're doing multiple of one, are you going to be able to tell and find that there are multiple phenos, You're just throwing one in and
right.
You're just making a new pheno of that, a new cross of that pheno.
Right.
Every,
So you got to work the strain, of course. Yeah. That's
so as a pheno, I was thinking I could do easily 5 rows of 5 and 1 gallons. Isolate farming to get rid of.
12 plants. Yeah.
12. Well, I don't count seedlings. You can tell it. I mean, you know what you know. I mean, when you know what you're looking for, you know what you're looking for, right or wrong.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to wait past fucking sex.
Right.
I mean, unless it's just a late bloomer. I mean, even 12 at a time. Four rows of three.
What up, Peyton?
These aren't in a big run like that. That's not a flower run. That's a work.
Yeah.
Flower run has to be under 12. Has to be 12 and up.
Yeah.
You know. See what happens.
Yeah. Yes, it is, and it will. GG4 is an incredible plant. It will. You give it enough room to grow, it will freaking do exactly that. Explode. Huge yielder. Amazing potency. Great profile. Never go wrong with GG4.
Really, anything that GG4 is bred into.
God. It just makes amazing hybrids as well. You're right. There's nothing bad about it, other than the process of how they made it.
Yeah.
Because you can't really get a good. You don't know what they did.
No.
There's 3 plants involved in one strain. So how much work did they put into it? They didn't.
No, it was the outcome.
It was a happy accident. It was a fucking Bob Ross.
Yep. When you get that happy accident, you know what? The only thing you can do with that happy accident is clone it.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
and then from cloning it, the only thing you can do is
feminize it.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeremy's got one going now too. Yeah, everybody should try their hand at the GG4. I mean, it's relatively easy to grow. The only thing
I mean, you know what? Just for fun, we could throw our GG4 cross up in there. We could throw the JSAP.
The JSAP?
Yeah. Limited time. So everyone can try their hand at the GG4.
You know what else I have that I haven't even grown yet? What? I have GG4 crossed with Chuckleberry. Just GG4, not Citrus Sap.
That's going to be fucking interesting, dude.
But it was one of those ones that didn't pollinate very well. I only got a couple seeds off of it.
Uh-huh.
So it's one that I just kind of... I give out every once in a while. I don't really talk about it. But I'm talking about it right now for some reason.
now we have to work it and make more.
So yeah, I'll go through and I'll see what I have left of it, and I'll send you a couple of them so you can try it. Right. And but it's not Citrus Sap Chuckleberry. It's GG4 Chuckleberry.
All right. Well, then I think we should do this. I think we should do a limited run on the site and throw some JSAP up there.
Okay.
Limited pack, 20 packs. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Once they're gone, they're gone. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's what we should do. And you know what that means? That means everyone who gets them has to learn how to clone.
Mm.
And we'll have a couple episodes for when people say they're ready. We'll talk about how to do it again
Okay.
for each
We'll do
step.
another cloning episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that should be. I mean, with good strains, that's what you should learn to do, right? You don't want to pop your whole pack of that at once.
Yeah.
But if that was a dope plant, you're like, wow, this is pretty amazing. Next one that goes in, I'm taking cuts from it.
Good stuff. Well, any other questions? Any other comments? Suggestions?
Comments, likes, concerns.
You just got really loud. A lot of feedback coming on your end.
On my end,
Yeah.
like crinkle.
It's just really. Yes, I need it. When I go to the grocery store, I keep forgetting to freaking grab some, Peyton. Thanks for reminding me. My smoke detector keeps beeping. It's been
Oh, is that
beeping
yours?
It's been beeping for a couple of days. I don't know. I sent him a link. He didn't. Did he even get it? No, he didn't even get it. Oh well, he's probably busy today. He might be working. Marley Bob. Yeah, freaking every time I go to the damn store, I forget to grab them. I need two of them. I need one for my room, and I need one for my kids' room. That's the one that keeps beeping so hardcore.
Here, I'm gonna forward you something. What do you want me to send it on? Reading?
Yeah.
What does that look like? That's one of ours.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't know. Northwest PT? No.
I'll tell you who just sent it to me.
Jeff Turtle, I can see right there on
Yeah.
the bottom. What is it?
I'm asking you. He doesn't say in the picture. Let's find out.
Oh, looks kind of awesome. I like it.
Oh, I sent that to you. Wrong person.
I was wondering why it must get on his shoulder. I've got to stand up tall before I'm done. Ooh, that peach cobbler looks really good. I'm gonna watch that later.
Oh, the infusions. I know. I've been scamming. I've been scanning them on a daily basis, like checking them out, see which ones look good. You
I'm
know
gonna
what?
watch that peach cobbler one. I might do that.
They all kind of look good, dude. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Man, right on. Well, anything else? Any shout outs? Who's got a shout out?
Do I have any shout outs?
Yeah, let's hear your shout outs.
Let's give a shout out to Chef Turtle. Let's give a shout out to Marley Bob, even though he was unfortunately not able here to meet us tonight and join the show.
Marley Bob, we miss you, bro.
Shout out to Peyton for making the introduction and hooking us up with the giant new tent.
Mm.
Let's give a shout out to Scotty B, like always, making the beats, helping with the production of the music aspect of the show, connecting us with the man Fate, producing us the Overgrown Farms EP. Yeah, we got big things going. Big things. Shout outs to everyone involved. Of course, always, Overgrown Fam.
Shout out to Larry, All Pert Plus.
Yeah, let's shout out to Larry, All Per Plus. I almost forgot that one. I've been spraying, Larry. I've been spraying. My fungus gnats are gone.
Shout out to Prescription Blend. Always. You guys rock.
I like my prescription blend.
I'll be
Just
running
what
it
the
very,
doctor
very
ordered.
soon.
Just what the doctor ordered. Thank you, Jen.
Jen, thank you. Sweet.
Anybody else? No other shout outs, JR?
Nope.
Well, that's that.
Until Sunday sesh.
Until Sunday sesh.
We'll see everybody on Sunday.
Thanks for tuning in. We want to thank you again for staying with us through the whole live. Stay tuned for next week's episodes every Tuesday and every Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, definitely want you to do one thing. That's stay faded.
It's fun.
Overgrown Farms family, keep posting those questions. Keep growing. Stay medicated. We out.